But guess what? Ooh, we live now. That's why I was like, let me go here and see. We just having a whole conversation with ourselves.
Right.
You can tell we tired. Now there we
Girl.
go.
And I just
Well,
said, you said, hold on. I said, and I kept looking at things they scheduled, but I don't know why.
Yeah, see, we good now. The whole countdown, like, okay, it went all the way to 1, and we just talking like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Girl, getting excited about the summertime. That's what that's about, right?
Yes.
Now let me refresh the thing real quick. Let me see. I be coming like dialing in this way. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something.
You be what now?
I said I be trying to. Okay, yep, we good. All right, perfect. Yeah, I be trying to see to make sure we good. So
okay.
we go. Yeah. Now I said getting excited about the summertime. I'm like, ooh, look at the calendar. But the kids get out of school next week. I'm not gonna have to wake up early to take them or take my son to school. So I get to sleep in. I'm excited.
I know. So now you're trying to stay home. I guess they got 3 days, half a day. She's trying to stay home. I said, you going to school? Week? Whenever that looked like the last week of school.
Testing.
Like the last 3 days, she said they half a days. I don't know. But I told her she going to school.
For what?
Because she don't miss too many days already, so she going.
All righty. Mom has spoken. She's going to school.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know now.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, girl. I don't know. I know they scheduled a field trip for Simeon like the day before the last day of school, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So he gonna go to that. Yeah.
Hey, everybody that has joined so far. We just up here having a general conversation, y'all.
Yeah, we really thought we had went live. We just talking and realized that we had not yet connected. So I don't know. I think we get excited about the summertime because I don't know. Looking forward to the summertime. Then we going outside. We're not going anywhere. I know I'm not going outside. Not outside like that. So yeah, I'm inside.
You inside. It is hot, girl. You know, I don't like the heat like that, but I like it because it's, the sunshine. It feels good, but too much.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
You really didn't get my joke. I'm inside, but yeah, I love the outside heat, and I like sitting outside.
But you saying you're not gonna be outside, so you're gonna be inside.
Yeah, Jessica. Yeah, but I like
how people say I'm outside. I'm gonna be outside this summer. That's what you're saying. You're not gonna be outside.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
But it's too hot anyway, so we good. We having some moments. We good though.
Right.
So yeah, so today we're talking about church hurt. So the week before last, Jessica went on and she did a poll and asked our viewers, like, what is it that, different topics that they wanted us to speak about. And she gave our viewers, audience, like 3 different ones to choose from. And out of those, so I guess really, I honestly don't think any of the other ones were like actually selected, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they weren't.
And I don't know. It was like hands down church hurt. So we are going to take on this very delicate topic, but it's real. It's real. So y'all bear with us. But again, we do want y'all honest opinion. We want feedback. We want opinions. We want to hear from everybody, because it's real regardless of, the subject, and then, we sat down and we talked about it. We talked about it way before this as well, just different stuff, even during COVID and stuff. So we are bringing it to you all. And I know some people, like, when we said we were going to talk about it, like, oh, are you sure you want to talk about that? Because, that's kind of like taboo. It shouldn't be taboo, but it could be seen as being taboo, but it's not taboo. Again, it's real, So we are going to speak about it because on our platform, we're real, become transparent and we're bringing it to you. So again, we're here. Please invite a friend, bring a family member, bring anybody, send a link. Yeah. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, IG, Twitch. Just invite a friend. So we're on. You have us for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We don't know. But please, please, please. And if for some reason you want to come on to voice versus typing, to share your comment, your opinions, we can send you a link where you can come on with us as well, where you can be either heard or seen. Just let us know. We'll drop that link to you all. Jessica, if you wanted to do the disclaimer, and I'll go ahead and get that link because I did not drop it today. So,
as y'all know, we are a platform. I'm Jessica and Topeka,
and I'm Topeka.
So we are, and y'all have to excuse my voice. Like my sound, I guess I had a cold, sinus. I don't know, but anywho, so y'all just excuse my voice right now. So, but as y'all know, we are a platform that's bringing you topics of discussions that's happening in real time, real life. Things that we may be going through, things that we know somebody else may be going through, but things that we want to bring to you all that can help you all. We do not claim to be experts in anything. We may have some personal knowledge or professional knowledge in the things that we talk about. But again, we are not professionals. So if any topic that we talk about, please seek professional help in that topic of discussion. But of course, if you find our platform useful for yourself or anyone else, we thank y'all so very much.
Yes, we do. And before we get going, we would like to say welcome to all of our past viewers and all of our new viewers. And we have Miss Giovanna on, and she says hello. Hello, Miss Giovanna. Hey, actually. And we thank you for joining us and returning. So thank you. Jessica, I'll let you go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link as well.
Okay. Well, I want to know, what is your definition of church hurt?
Me?
Yes, you.
You would do that. It can be, it varies, that's deep. Definition of church hurt, just hurt that I'm not going to say it can't be caused by the church itself, the physical church, right? Because we know that church is made up of the people, the body. We make up the church, right? People. The church is within us. So when you say church hurt, it's actually coming from the people, the body, the members of the church, right? So who's causing the church hurt? It's the people. It could be from the pastors, the ministers, the deacons, the members. But it's definitely coming from the people. Hurt where maybe people have felt betrayed, backstabbed, not being there, support. A lot of times people feel like they are going to church. Any kind of hurt. I can't even say. I don't want to pinpoint anything because hurt is different for different people. But definitely from within the body of the church. So that's church hurt. Summarize it. What is your definition, or what do you feel church hurt is?
And the same. It's not the building of the church. I do believe you do need fellowship.
Yes.
As far as when you come to fellowship in a manner of when you're going out and you're going to church. So it's not the church as a whole. It may be an individual type thing. Like you said, it may be the deacon, it may be the pastor, it may be someone that has hurt you in a sense where you don't want to go to church because you don't want to be in that atmosphere. You don't want to be in their presence. And something that can really tear you down as a whole. I know sometimes, when we go through things, even when we go through something, I'm going to just say, because a church is a relationship. It's a relationship that you have, and you go there for peace, and you go there for clarity on different things, and you go there as a way to say, I need this as my space, as my mental healing, as my time of healing. So when someone has hurt you and you use that as your space of healing, as a space of gaining clarity, as a space of your time to get your thoughts together, you don't want to be in that space anymore. So I think that is my definition of church hurt. When it comes to that, where someone may have hurt you to a point where you don't want to be in that atmosphere anymore.
That's true. And then a lot of times, you hear people say, I've been hurt by the church, right? And they turn against the church, or they just they turn against the church and don't want to go back to the church, or they just totally, shy away. And a lot of times they may speak badly about the church to others or to their kids or the family members. And then people who may not have even joined the church or become part of the church, they may immediately just take sides to that and don't even take the opportunity to go to the church. And in turn, that really the church, right? But what is that doing to them in their relationship with God?
Right.
That's what it's all about in reality, and that is, again, to me, like putting others at a big disservice, big disservice, because in reality, why are we going to church in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to church for the people? Or are we going to church for a relationship with God?
Right. The ultimate thing is to have that relationship with God. But if you're not at that point, that's when it's very important for the church to be there and help you, to say, hey, we are here for you. We're not the enemy. We're not against you. So everybody hasn't gotten to that point where they can say, I have a relationship with God. So it doesn't matter what folk do or what somebody else do. I know my relationship with God, and that's who I'm there for. So when you have someone that has been hurt by multiple people, or go through things in life, and they come to church to get start a healing process, or to come there for help, or to come there for guidance, and then they're hurt by the same people that they are turning to, they kind of withdraw back and like, hey, these people are just like everybody else. Why am I spending my time or wasting my time or going there to get clarity or get closer to God when they're turning me away and they're just like everybody else that I haven't encountered?
That's
So
true. That's true.
so until people develop know that it's really about having a personal relationship with God, then it's kind of hard when, you just coming off of the streets and you encounter that. You encounter the church hurt like right offhand, because, back in the days, I grew up in the church from a baby. So, it was like family. It was like we had our family, and then we had another group of family, but we were all family. But it was kind of like you had my mom, and was the Griggs. So you had the Griggs, and then my great auntie, they were the Cannons. So you had the Cannons family. So it was just like different families, but we were all one big family. So back then, I loved going to church with my mom. I loved going to the missions. I loved going to when they used to go visit the sick and, different things like that. But I think the churches have really geared away from doing that. It's not the same anymore. And I feel like, even now when someone is down or someone is seeking prayer or seeking something, and they reach out to someone that's in the church or even a pastor, and they get turned down from that, that's a church hurt, because that is something that somebody is reaching out for help and saying, hey, I want you to come and do this for me. My family needs this. But then when you get turned away from that, it's like, okay, what do I need the church for? So again, it is developing a personal relationship with God. And I think, and people got to understand too, just because you're raised in a church, you can outgrow a church. And what I mean by that is that church may not fit where you are in your life. Right. So you may need to go out and find a church that fits where you are in your life. Even with your kids, I think it's very important that your kids have other youth that's their age that they can relate to, because they can say, oh, okay, I'm not the only one here and nobody's here my age. I don't have nothing to do. So it's very important that you can outgrow a church. So don't ever let no one tell you that you need to stay in this church or whatever else, because that's just like with anything that you can outgrow. You can outgrow, and God wants us to grow in different ways, in different areas in our life, because what was fitting for you in that church in that season may not be what you need for the next season.
That is true.
So,
that is true. That is true. Because we have to be spiritually fed at different levels, right?
Right.
And we all have our seasons. So, like you said, at that season, we may be being spiritually fed. But again, as we grow, and we are supposed to grow in the word. Because again, when you start going to whatever church, you may have been at the baby stage, but we are supposed to grow and develop. So as you're doing that, again, whatever time in life, you may have to advance or go somewhere else where you are being taught, where you're being spiritually fed. So that's very important. I love that point that you proved, or that you spoke about. So thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And y'all can drop to what y'all definitions of church hurt may be, if you may have experienced something, because again, I think this is stuff that people really shy away from discussing, because they don't want people to think a certain way or feel a certain way. But it's things that need to be discussed, because you see so many people now that turn away from the church, because it's like, where is the church? Where's the church when I was going through this? Where was the church? Because like I said, back in the days, if somebody was sick, you didn't even have to tell them that, because the church was there. They were there praying for that person. They were there visiting that person. They were there calling that person. You don't have to say, where is the church? Because they were there. So now I think the churches have shied away from doing that, because the person, just like we've talked about before, like if we're going through something, we may not want to talk, to that person. But, as a friend, you could say, hey, I know you're going through something, call me when you get a chance. So I think when the church, if you notice that your member has not been showing up, or they just dropped off and stopped coming, and they've been a faithful person that has been coming, you don't reach out and say, hey, I'm just checking on you. Is
What's
everything
going on?
okay? Right. That plays a big factor in somebody's life, because it's like, hey, okay, they are reaching out to me. They are my family. So when that person
And they
gets
do
the strength to
care.
maybe come back, to come back to church, they feel a security. And I know we posted a video about the guy dancing, right? With he was like, when the club hurts you, you don't leave from the club. When the whatever.
When your family hurts you, you don't leave from family.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And there are
So
different types of hurt, right?
right, right. But I think the difference with that, because I when I was looking at the video and just looking at some comments and stuff or whatever, people you really cannot relate that as being the same thing.
Okay.
The reason why I said that is because the
And that's
club,
where the controversy comes in, and you're absolutely correct.
yeah,
Yes, but some people will see it that way. You're absolutely
right,
correct. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes,
right.
yes, yes.
So I think, because even though somebody may hurt you at the club, or even though somebody may hurt you in your family, you don't go to the club or your family to gain that peace and clarity and your sanctuary and your all of that stuff or whatever. Because to me, when I
Go
go to the
back.
club,
Some people do go to the club for peace. Some people do go to their family for peace.
yeah,
Think
some people
about it.
do, but it's a different
Yes.
type though. When you're trying to go closer to God, I think it's a different type. Personally, I
It
think it's
should
a
be a different type.
spiritual. Right. I
It
think
should be a
it's more of
different
a
type.
spiritual thing, when you're
It is.
going. But again, that comes back to just like if you're at a job, if you're a manager or supervisor at a job, people hold you at a higher standard.
A
So
higher
that's just like
standard.
the
Yes.
people that's in the church. If you're a pastor, if you're a deacon or whatever, even though you're human and you can sit up there and say, oh, I'm human, that's correct. You are absolutely correct.
That's
But
correct.
people look at you and hold you up to a higher standard,
That is correct.
whatever. So I may go to the club for peace, but I ain't looking for somebody to help me, lead me closer to God in the club. You may run into somebody that may lead you closer to God in the club. You just might. But me personally, I'm not personally going out and seeking, oh, I'm looking for my spiritual guidance inside of a club. So that's what I mean when I think it's a different type of hurt. Or
Okay.
whatever,
However,
people may feel different, but that's just from my perspective of
you're
how
right.
I look at
However,
it.
the hurt from the church may not always come from the pastor or the deacon, right? It may come from a member of the church,
Right,
right?
right.
So with that said, the member of the church or somebody just at the club. So you're right with everything you're saying, but again, just on the same playing field, with that. But I think in the video they were just saying again, people would shy away from the club from the church because they say, hey, I've been hurt, but you're gonna get hurt in different ways, you know what I'm saying, from different people. But people don't shy away from those things, and I think that's what that video was about. Really, it's just again, you're gonna be hurt, but when you get hurt, do you shy away from other things that have hurt you? So I think that's what that video was mainly refraining to, and it's definitely a controversial topic.
Right.
Controversial topic. It's why
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those things that's people kind of tread on. I'm just looking at our comments.
I don't
Yeah.
know
So
who the Virgil person is, but
yeah, he about to get blocked. So I'm
yeah.
sorry, y'all. That's why my face speaks. But yes. So but you definitely have a good point in everything you're saying. And people do go. I mean, like you said, I don't know. It's one of those things, and you do go for a different, like you said, peace. You do go for peace. You do go for awakening. You know what I'm saying? You're lost, go to church, different stuff. But it's sad that I feel it's sad that again, where we do run into different controversies and stuff during COVID, for instance, right? I know a lot of people at that time with their faith, everybody was lost. Everybody, no one knew. People were confused. People were passing away,
Right.
And that was a time I think a lot of people were like, where are the pastors? Where are the ministers? Where is the church? Where's the church?
Yeah.
We need them. Where are they? Where are they? They're not taking a stand. They're not out. And I think a lot of people who had faith, who believed, they stopped believing. They kind of, and I'm not passing judgment. I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. But I do know a lot of people did kind of like, question. And during those times, I think a lot of pastors, ministers, they did stop calling. They stopped checking on their members, stopped, all of that kind of stuff, praying for their members, even over the telephone, whatever it was, reaching out. And I know during that time
Can you?
was a
I don't mean
time
to
where,
interrupt, but can you block this virgin person?
yes, I can. Yeah, let me block them. I'm sorry, y'all. Uh, I don't know if they can't see the comments, can they? Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry.
No, they. Huh? No, I think they
I don't know if they can
can.
see the comments. We good though. Go ahead. You good? Yeah, I'll
No, I
block
think they
them.
can. Oh, I don't know. I
Mm,
thought they could.
yeah, I'll block them though. You good?
Okay.
But with that said, yeah, it was a time where people again that they were looking like,
Mm-hmm.
where are they? We need our leaders, we need our ministers, we need the church, and they felt as though they were not taking centerfold, and unfortunately during that time where they could have made a difference, should have made a difference. I'm sorry, they did not make a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did not make a difference, okay, and they should have made a difference. How do you feel about that, Jessica?
With the during COVID, them not stepping up to the plate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think you're correct because that was a time where everyone was in turmoil. You know, people didn't know which way to go. It was a thing of fear. People were just like they were scared. They were really scared. And again, during that time, that's when the churches should have really stepped up and said, "Hey," or offer prayer. You know, telephone prayer or reaching out and saying, "Hey, is there anything you need?" You know, during that time, because people were still ordering things, putting them at the doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. That type of thing. So even with yeah, we're reaching out if someone is sick or feeling ill or their family has lost someone, during that time, I they should have really stepped up. And maybe, some churches did, or maybe some, they did or whatever. But it was crazy times during that time, and you very rarely seen churches doing things in different areas, or just coming out and being there for the community. And even afterwards, I personally, and again, it may be churches out there doing stuff or whatever, but I personally don't really see a whole lot still stepping up and help rebuilding the community
Mm-hmm.
post
Yeah,
COVID.
even afterwards. Yeah,
Hmm.
even afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the sad part. And then even, and I mean, I'm thankful. I mean, I can only speak for my pastor. I'm so thankful for them because I mean, even before COVID and even after, during, they were always calling, just checking on, me, the kids. Do you need anything?
Hmm.
What can we do
Hmm.
for you all? And I can say that was definitely a blessing. And I know it's not many like that. Can we pray for y'all? Do y'all need anything? What can we do? And I know it's not many like that at all. But that goes a long, long way, And again, if there is, I mean, even with school, I remember during COVID, my daughter, they were being homeschooled and stuff, and we didn't get all
Hmm.
our books and stuff like that. He was calling around to the school, like, what can we do? They're missing
Yeah.
this, they're missing that. That went a long, long way,
Right.
little stuff like that. It really, really matters, it really matters. And even now
Hmm.
I can tell you they go like above and beyond
Right.
with that. My church is a small church, I don't know if that matters, but again, the personal intimacy, that type of stuff really matters to me. So when I was looking for a church home here, when I moved here, that was one of the things I was looking for again, because I know I visited several churches before I selected that church. Some of them were bigger, but in the bigger ones, it's like, okay, do they even know who I am? Can they separate me from blah blah blah? Um, and some of them didn't know. I was just a number. And some
Hmm.
of the smaller ones they did know, but again, it was like I didn't get that homey feeling. Where I'm at now,
Right.
everybody knows everybody. Jessica, you visited
Mhm.
us a few
Yeah.
times. They definitely can tell all our visitors.
Yeah.
And not even that, you're like family. Like come on, let's do
Hmm.
y'all come here and do your show one day. So
Yeah.
it definitely makes a difference. So
Yeah.
it does. But I just, again, like you said, even getting out, ministering to the neighborhood, that kind of stuff. I remember we had church buses back in the day that would come through the
Yes.
neighborhood and pick pick up kids, you know what I'm saying? And take you to God knows a church that your family didn't have to go, the parents didn't have to go, but the kids were going, trying to instill that into them. And that went far. So again, it's like, let's try to get that word into, So I don't know, but it definitely goes far. So
yes, it really does, especially with COVID, we were quarantining. So people minds were just like, I need to get out the house, and people just really had time to sit. And, an idle mind allows a lot of thoughts to come in.
Oh my gosh. And all of them are not good thoughts, right?
Right, exactly. So people just really, and that's when a lot of, they even said, a lot of suicide rates may go up, the parents with the kids, the abusive, and stuff may go. So that's really a time when, different members are, just calling around, checking on people, making sure that people's mental health is okay. So again, that was a time, that was shown to us that, hey, we got to step up and do our part in certain things. And especially like when people are going through things, that's when they really like, and, and people like, people may say you shouldn't always just turn to the church, but again, that's what you look at the church is there for. It's a spiritual sanctuary. That is, a spiritual guidance. And I mean, and I do believe, tell me what you think about this. I believe like, so, you have the, I'm gonna just say the pastors or whatever. You know how like people say with your kids, if you, how they say the blood is on your hands, like if you lead them astray. Do you believe in that? Like, I was saying like if something that they done to cause someone to turn away from God.
Something and they know that done.
Like the pastor or minister, a preacher or whatever, that they have allowed, because I think sometimes pride may get in the way, even when it comes to pastors, because they are human.
Okay.
So I think sometimes pride may come in the way and they allow that human side of them to come in and say, I'm not going to deal with them, or I don't want to do this. But if that's the case, do you believe that if the person that they allowed to turn away from God, would that be on their hands with that?
I think we all have to give accountability to God. Yes, I think they should try hard to convince them and to to persuade them not to. Yes, if that's what you're asking. Yes, but we are all human.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just say, again, I because people say they are called to be a preacher, they're called to be a minister. They're called to do those things. So when you're called to do something, you definitely have to try to walk in a different path, in a different light.
In a different light, yes. And if they are called to do it, because I hear people that say they're called to do it, but are they really called to do it, right?
Right. Yes, if they're called to do it. Because there's a lot of false prophets out there as well.
Exactly. So those false prophets may be the ones that are not trying to, convince or trying to get people to walk or to, follow God or to do right. I don't know, but the false prophets. So I don't know.
Yes. Let's see. Sports said, bring back Vacation Bible School and the drill team, please. Yes. Now, Vacation Bible School, I used to love going to Vacation Bible School. But again, it was a lot of kids there my age, my brothers, their age. So we just all met up. Vacation Bible School was the thing. We were ready to go. We go eat pizza at the end of the week. And we have movie nights and all that stuff. So I love Vacation Bible School.
Yes.
I used to love going to revivals too, the outside revivals.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Church. Yes. I used to love doing that, going to revivals.
Yes.
Revival was, I used to love going to
revival. I don't know the last time. I don't even know if they even, I don't know. I don't even think the last
Some churches still do have revivals, but it's not. It's not like the old school revivals. They have it, but you don't use like the tents being outside, the chairs.
Yes, none of that.
It's like church. Church.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, no, none of that. We're gonna go back real quick. Hold on a second. We're gonna go back. Okay. Sheila says, "Hey, beautiful ladies, hello."
Hey, Miss Sheila.
Essence says, "Hello." And then I put the link on here. So if you would like to join our live via voice or screen, there's the link to join. and that is via Facebook there. And then also, if you are on YouTube, that's the link, and it's all the same link. So just go ahead and click on that if you would like to join. Versus typing in your response, you can come on visually, or you can just voice, whatever works for you all. And Giovanna, she agreed. And then we're gonna skip over some, and then Giovanna again was like, yes, yes. And Swartz came on and he said hello and hello. And then Marissa says, yes, we can see.
The
and
comment.
then Charmaine says they are human. We have to always remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charmaine says, yes, the blood is on their hands. That's scripture. And Charmaine says, as Christians, we are to live according to the word as well, not just pastors. And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. And that is true.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I think again, because I always speak about your own personal path, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke on, who was it? Because I'm just going back to social media, because I know some people may know, may not know. I was just speaking about Black China. It was on another discussion topic that we had or whatever. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to change. She trying to change over her life, from what I gathered. So she went and did a lot of things, like they had some of her implants removed and all that stuff. So she was doing a commercial, because she was doing a commercial for hair, selling hair or whatever. But I forgot what she had on. But the thing, people just automatically got on there, under the comments, some people, and just started nitpicking. It was like, oh, I thought you was changing your life. Why you got this on? And da 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 da. So I think some people, and I think some people don't understand that people go through different paths in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not going to go through the same path. Everybody's not going to go through the same direction. But I do think that, one of my prayers is always to ask God to lead me. And I become
Mm-hmm.
more focused on which way I need to go.
Yes.
Because I know sometimes when I get in the way of me, I mess things up.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
So
We try
I
to
have
control them.
learned, and it was
Yes.
a hard task for me. Y'all don't understand. I used to move off of impulse, meaning whatever I thought I wanted to do, that's what I was gonna do. Like if I
Yep.
said I wanted to go do something, that's where I went. That's where I was gonna do. So now I still have those impulsive thoughts where I just want to go do this or go do that. But now I have to sit myself down and say no. And say, okay, God, which direction you want me to go? Because I can mess things up. So I think, people got to understand that, because people may automatically have their direction of where you should go, and they may talk down on you on how you should live your life. But again, you have to you have to go through things that's going to allow you to grow in whatever season that you're in. So there are a lot of things that I had to go through in my season that allowed me to grow and allowed me to look at things differently. But I'm in a much better space than I was before, when I was just like all over the place and not really thinking about what I was doing and just doing. So again, you have some people that just automatically talk down on people when they are trying to change. And that's another one of those things that I think can fit into the church hurt type atmosphere, because if you have people just automatically talking down to you, or automatically nitpicking everything that you're doing, and just watching you through a needle hole or whatever on everything that you're doing when you are trying to get things together, because some people may, what they call backslide, backslip,
Backslide.
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 Some people
Backslide.
may backslide, but that's okay. They should know that that's okay, because things happen in life. They shouldn't just automatically be put down because they may backslide. They should still be given uplifting and encouraging words to say, hey, it's okay. You can pick up them pieces and still keep moving. So I just brought that whole thing up because how people just automatically started nitpicking her about, oh, you're changing your life. Why are you doing this and why are you doing that? But it's like, dang, y'all, and people could say Christians are the most judgmental people ever. Some people do say that. But again, it's all about, like I said, learning your path with God, learning your relationship with God, talking to him on a daily basis. And when I talk to him just like I'm talking to you. I talk to him regular. Like, you don't got to give no whole Father, where art thou type conversation. I talked to him just like he probably say, this girl right here, she don't go somewhere. No. But no, I do. I talk to him just like regular. I'm like, God, because, you know, like I was speaking about my season, my last season, it was hard. And I used to be like, God, now you told me these weapons weren't going to prosper. They prospering. I don't understand what you're doing. Like, you got to show me something. And that's how I would have the conversations. But that's just how I would have to talk to him sometimes. And it wasn't being disrespectful or rude, you know. It was just like, okay, God, I'm in this season. I really need help because my mind telling me to go one way, but I know you pulling another way. So I really need help in the midst of everything else, midst of the storm that's going on. So I think with that too, people being judgmental, that can fit into the church hurt. I know we went to the round table. It was a lady there, and she had got pregnant when she was 17. So she went to a church that was always her church, even when she was a child. And so she said that she was in the choir stand singing, and a lady called her out and told her to come sit down because she was pregnant. And she said that hurt her so bad, especially at that time. She's young. So she's still learning directions. We still learn directions even at our age. So, you know, but at that time, it's really when she needed the love and the care and the guidance. But then you got someone that's in the church telling you to step down because they don't see that you're fit to sing in the choir. But who is that person to say that she can't sing in the choir because she's got a situation that's going on? You're still supposed to embrace and love and say, hey, it's okay. So she left that church, and she was like, that pretty much did it for her because that hurt her. So that's another form of church hurt, because it's like, again, she was there. She showed up to church. She came to church. She still came to church. But then she had someone to pull her out and point her out in that time where she needed someone the most. So, yeah.
Yep. And Esther says, Jess, that comes with spiritual growth. And you and me both have experienced that. Now I've learned to truly let God lead you. Much better results because you let him lead and not moving on impulse. And that is so true.
Right.
So true.
Very
and
true.
Charmaine says, process takes time. And that is so true. And I remember that with the girl at the round table when she did speak upon that, you know, and that did change her direction, the path that she went. And if I'm not mistaken, she actually like moved, right? Relocated, if I'm not mistaken, got married to that same, you know, the child's father.
Right.
And they came back and they went back to that church, right?
Right.
So she was brave enough to go back to that church and face whomever. And then they end up leaving a church or something, finding a different church home, right? If I'm not mistaken, something like that. But still, just all of that for what? And then again, like a lot of the pain, different stuff like that is from within the church. And that's sad because again, it's like, you know, you go to the church, you're trying to, you know, find God, you know, your walk or whatever it is, your spiritual growth, and it comes from within the church. And some of it is, again, some of the people that have been within the church for years. And, you know, you get some of those people, you know, the Christians that are in the church, and they just talk and they keep up so much stuff, you know, so much stuff. And you get new members and they're excited, but it seems like it's the same ones that just keep up stuff, and they're always running off the new members. And it's like, how do you deal with those people? What do you do? You know, it's like, okay, come on. Yeah. So you kind of want to, and I'm not saying my church now because it's not, but I know in the past, like different churches I was a part of or members of, in different states, it's like, okay, try to keep the new members away from them because you know they're just going to keep up mess. And that's sad because none of that should be going on within the church. But you got some people that are just miserable. Right. So are they coming to church for God, or are they just coming to church just to keep up mess? But they are human, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But very, very good point. So
yes,
I'm just looking at some of the comments. That's it. So what are y'all opinions? What do y'all think about church hurt?
Yes, y'all let us know what y'all think, or if y'all have experienced something. I know some people don't like to talk, and it may, type, but it may be a lot. But P could put the links up there for y'all to, if you want to join. Again, you don't have to show your face. You can always just use your voice as well.
Yep, I just reposted too. So there is the link if you are joining from YouTube and then from Facebook. So just click on the link and what will happen is you will go into the waiting room, right? And we'll go ahead and bring you on via voice or for your visual. And you just have to grant the app permission to use the microphone or to use your camera. So be sure of that if you do decide to join. Yep.
And we have a comment, people.
We do have one. Okay, let me scroll down. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh.
Okay, so Miss Lisa's on here. Hello.
Hello.
So all right, she says the church didn't hurt her. An individual hurt her and caused her to feel uncomfortable. Instead of leaving, perhaps she should have discussed it with the pastor and or another person in a leadership position. And that is true. And Ms. I'm not for sure if you were on in the beginning, but we did speak about like how it's not really the church that's causing the pain. It's the people within the church. But, you know, people want to say that, hey, it's church hurt, right? But the church is a building. We make up the church, you know, church is within us. But when people speak of church hurt, they automatically, the church hurt us. It's the church that hurt us, but it's the people. And you're absolutely correct. They should have discussed it with the person or with the pastor, you know, and try to resolve it. But automatically, I think people just, they want to go, you know, leave the church or blame it on the church. Oh, don't go to that church. This church got so much drama, got so much mess. But in reality, is it the church? Is it the person? You know, something that probably could have been resolved. And it probably got blown out of proportion, you know, or a misunderstanding. And that the same thing, again, if you look at that situation that Ms. Felice had just spoke about, if something like that was to happen at a person's job, same example, right? Could have been, right? Maybe somebody made the person feel uncomfortable. Is that person going to quit their job? Are they going to show back up the next day? I mean, in today's society, they might actually quit their job, but our time, they're going to show back up, you know, different type of workers. But I'm just saying, but it's just, I don't know.
But I think with that, again, it's a different type of atmosphere. Because if you're going to listen to a word and you have someone there that has caused you pain or hurt you, your focus may not be on the word at that time. Your focus may be on that person is over there sitting and praising God and she did this to me. And you may not get the word that you need. So I think at a job, you can just go on and do your job and not have to deal with that person. That's not going to change the whole thing. You're not trying to get, like I said, you're not trying to get a word from a person at your job that may have hurt you. That's your job, the workplace. You go to job, work, do your job, and you go home. But I think when you go to a church, that may block your blessing, and it may block the word that you need to hear because you're focused on that person is sitting over there and that person has hurt me and didn't even apologize. So I can be sitting there, but the whole time my mind is over in La La Land because I'm just sitting and thinking like, this person really did this to me and she ain't say sorry and she over there praising God and she over there, yes, they're human. But at the same time, I'm allowing that to get into my space. So I can really see how someone can say, hey, I'm going to go to another church or I'm not going to go back to this church because it's messing up my atmosphere and I'm creating a negative space for me in that sense because I'm allowing this person that's sitting over there to block my blessing or block the word that I may need to hear from the pastor or whomever else because my mind is somewhere else. And like I said, versus at work, you can just pass by somebody and go do your job because you're there to do a job, whatever your job may be. And you're not there to get a word or to get healing or to get closer spiritual growth with someone at your job. So that's why I just think that's like two different whole atmospheres versus as, you know, because you may go talk to a person. And yes, I do agree with talking. If you have an issue with a person, I think it is good to talk. But then if that conversation don't go well, or they may say, well, hey, she had a way to do this or whatever else. And then maybe, you know, the pastor or whomever can sit down and talk to the both of y'all and say, well, hey, so she may have felt like, again, she's 17. So her mind at that time was not on, let me go sit down and talk to her, go to the pastor. Her mind is like, well, dang, she's supposed to be there to help me or they're supposed to be here to help me. And she's not looking at that in that aspect. So again, that's when we should embrace people that come to church and not be judgmental on what they may have going on in their life or anything else. Because I think church is a different space versus the outside world.
I agree. I agree somewhat. I do. Somewhat. Because I think when you're going to church, again, your focus should be on, you know, the word and you receiving.
It should be. It should, you're right. It should be. But if somebody is in your has created a negative space, it may be somewhere else.
So what if at your job, right? You got some
Mm-hmm.
jobs where you can go and you can go blah blah and float off. But what if at your job you're sitting next to that same person? What if you're in a cubicle? I don't know. They can block your peace and your whatever you're doing at your job too, where you can't focus.
But I'm not there getting a spiritual word. Nobody is talking to me at that job in my cubicle, drawing me closer in the spiritual walk. They're not saying God is, you know what I'm saying? They're not giving me a
But the
word to
person,
help with my spiritual growth. We're just sitting in a cubicle and she's sitting there. So, you know,
but
you go to church.
the person
Huh?
who I got it. But the person also who, okay, the person who was causing the drama may not be giving you a spiritual word. It might be a member of the church that's causing the drama. That person ain't giving
No,
you no spiritual word. The
yeah,
pastor's giving you a spiritual word.
but yeah, if you remember what I said that
Mhm.
if she's sitting over there, I said if somebody's in the audience, she's sitting over there and she's praising God. I didn't reference the pastor or whoever is the one that caused harm. I'm saying if somebody else is sitting over there, you know, praising God or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
my focus may be more on them because I may be thinking in my head, this person just hurt me, and she's over
Just
there
hurt you.
praising God and she's doing whatever. And the preacher may be preaching at the same time, but I'm not paying attention to him because my focus is on how this person has hurt me. So that's why I said it's creating a negative space for me because I'm not paying attention to the pastor. And he may be giving me the word that I need, but at the same time, that person that has hurt me is causing me to be more
Has
distracted
your
because
focus.
I haven't healed from what that person has done for me. And I
They didn't
maybe
have your
come to
focus.
church and say, okay, I want to overlook that. But once I get in that atmosphere, it may be a whole different thing. And I might be like looking at her in the corner of my eye, like, why is she over there standing over there? And the pastor could be preaching a word that I need to hear that day. But I'm over there looking at her like, and she over there praising the Lord and doing this and that and the third. And I'm not getting my message because I'm more concentrated on her. And you see what I'm saying? So that's just from my personal thing is why people may say church hurt and no, it's not the building, it's the people, people that's in there or somebody or one individual. But at the same time, that's why people say I've been hurt by the church or somebody in the church has hurt me, which has caused them to leave the church or which has caused them to go a different direction because you go there in hopes of having a more positive atmosphere. So if I'm sitting in a cubicle, nobody is talking to me directly saying Jessica, come, God wants you to do this or God is saying this or whatever. I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true. That's true. Okay.
I thought you was
I'm
going to the comment.
speechless. Oh,
Huh? No, I thought you was going
I
to the
said,
comment.
I
Oh,
did. I'm sorry. I'm
oh.
speechless. I just posted them. So Miss Kanika said, wishing you prosperity in this form of ministry. Thank you for opening a dialogue that is truthful and offering strategies to heal. Thank you, Miss Kanika. Blessings to you. She's here in Pensacola. She is an educator here. So thank you, thank you. And then Miss Sean Barnes, thank you for joining us again. She says, Amen. And Whitney Goodman says, true. So yeah.
And the reason why I said, because on that note, I'm speaking from personal experience on
Mm-hmm.
that, because I could have went to the church and I could see someone that may have said something or done something to me, and I'm sitting there and I'm not receiving the word, and I can leave from church and I could not tell you one thing the preacher has said.
Hmm.
It did not
Wow.
cause me church hurt where I just left the church altogether or I just said I'm not going to go back to church. No, it didn't. But at the same time, I still was in that atmosphere like, you know what, I don't even feel comfortable being here, and it's nothing that nobody else has done, but my space, this is
Mhm.
not my space that I want created for myself. I'm not focused on what I need to
You're not
do and what I
focused
need
on the
to listen
word
to. So
because
because
of
my
what
mind is
somebody's
like
done.
absolutely somewhere else, I'm thinking about, that's just
Hmm.
like what we talk about when we talk about relationships, letting things
Hmm.
go. It may be hard for us to let things go that we went through with someone. So I think it's the same thing with the church. It may be hard, but you're sitting in that atmosphere and you're like, you know what, I don't even really want to be here today. I'm sitting over there by them or whatever. And like versus work, I can go on about my day. We got to do a job. We ain't friends. We ain't nothing else. You ain't speaking to me about the word. None of that. We're
Yeah.
here to do our job, make our money, and go home. So that's why I said, like, sometimes I think it's just like when people do say church hurt, it is maybe an individual basis, but at the same time, that's why people may leave a church or do something different because of what an individual person has done.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, understood. Got my grandbaby. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, understood. Yeah. Speechless. Okay. And let's see what else comment we got. So Miss Felice says that's the key. Seeking healing for what has been said. We have to not, what she says, we have to not allow the words of others to distract us from what God says about us. We are called as the older women to teach the younger ones. We are to be an example of what it means to love others despite our mistakes. Jesus was the best example of forgiving those who have hurt us, whether by words or deeds. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
good point. I think that's a good point. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was trying to say when I was like, okay, well, like, because I know, like, when I do go, to church, I may be going through stuff, right? But I have to get my tunnel vision right so that I can try to block out everything and focus on the word, focus on what's going on, despite, everything else around. I know it could be hard. It can be very hard, but that's what I try to do. But I know everybody has their own experiences, their own walk, their own, way of dealing with stuff, Um, but I do know church hurt is real, very real, very real. So I'm not negating that or not saying that it's not real or not, justifying it because it is. And I've known church hurt to really cause a lot of people to stop going to church, to leave a church, to feel indifferent about stuff. I just because there's even situations where maybe they're doing what is it like the fellowship stuff. And people get mad about how that's going about, and it's like, okay, if y'all work together, it's ways we go about doing this. It's not that big of a deal, but it's communication. It could be a simple fix, everybody's not going to agree, but it's like, let's meet at a medium, that kind of stuff, people can feel indifferent about different stuff. So I don't know, but I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think I agree with what Miss Felice said. So about that. And then Sean says it will be hard, but then you have to ask God to keep you focused so you can enjoy and understand the word. And I agree there too.
Mm-hmm.
I agree
Yes,
wholeheartedly.
it's hard.
So
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's definitely hard. And that comes back, like I mentioned earlier, if someone is just starting to go to church, they may have not gotten to that point where let me pray to get focused. So I think, again, um, it's just about people, again, is developing a personal relationship with God so you can have that focus and that clarity and gain what like I said, when I went through my stuff, it didn't give me church hurt. It made me realize, okay, I may need to go a different direction or do something different or whatever else. I still went to church. But, until a person gets to that place where they know, okay, this ain't about the church. It's not about the people in the church. It's about God. You will turn
exactly.
someone away if you hurt them inside of the church. And
Exactly.
people got to understand and realize that, because sometimes it's the older ones that hurt the people. It's
Yes.
not, it's the older ones that has been in the church for a while that hurts, the people or whatever. So, and I think, again, people, and I tell people all the time, it's about your personal relationship with God. You talk to God and ask God to guide you in which direction you need to go. And, when things bother you, because I was one that things used to bother me all the time. Things bothered me a lot, but I had to outgrow that, and I had to learn, and I had to understand. And again, it was from praying and asking God for guidance. But if you have a person that does not understand that, and they're just coming inside of the church and just getting to know the church and wanting to create their spiritual walk with God, and they automatically get hurt off the bat, it's going to be hard for them to say, let me just come in here and disregard everything else and still get my word. Because again, you're in an atmosphere sometimes that may be uncomfortable for you to even focus on things. And I'm not, speaking on things that you may be going through outside. I'm just speaking of something somebody has done to you inside of the church. So, of course, if we have things going on outside in our personal life, we go to church again. Go to church to listen, to get the word, to gain clarity, to understand and get on spiritual path, and whatever the case may be. But again, it's just, I think it's really teaching for people to understand that getting to know God for yourself And again, people are human. People are going to have faults. People are going to hurt you. People are going to say the things that you don't want to hear. And that's just life, period. It's life. So you have to understand, like, okay, this person may have said this. Maybe this church ain't for me. And it's okay if you feel that church is not for you. You can go to a church that is for you. It's a church out there for you.
Pray. Yes,
so,
pray
yeah.
about it. Yes. Yes,
So it's
definitely.
a church
Pray
for
about
you.
it.
And I do believe in
God
fellowship. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
So
pray.
yes, don't let the church, the church is a church built full of humans.
Yeah, because we are the church. That's the thing. We are the church. The people, we make up the church is within us. And we have to remember that, again, when we speak of church hurt, we're talking about people, us people. We are the church, again. So it's people that are causing that hurt, and we are all human. And it's going to go back again to that communication. We're human, and a lot of times, unfortunately, the pastors, the ministers, they may not even be aware of what's going on in the congregation, but they just see their members just dropping off, and they have no idea why. Like, what's going on? They didn't know Susie Q had said something to Frankie. They don't know none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They just know Frankie stopped going. Frankie got big hurt about something that Susie Q did. They have no idea, and it could have been something that probably could have been prevented. I don't know. And again, it could be a shameful thing. Again, sometimes I don't know. And again, if it is coming from higher up, that's different. That's something that definitely needs to be addressed. I know when I was in Japan, I had went to this one church, and at the time, I don't know, later on it did seem kind of cult-like, but at the time first going, it didn't. But I know one time I did walk in there, and it was, they were even talking about like how you wear your hair. I couldn't wear braids in my hair, couldn't wear red. It's like, okay, you wear red, it's too provocative. And I'm like, this is like a bit much. Let me look in the Bible and see if you can't wear red. You might do my due diligence. And that came from the pastor itself, but pastor had some stuff going on, so again, that could have caused me church hurt and could have stopped me from going to church and saw different, but I had to do my own due diligence and do some research and look into my other other friends, and ask them, especially the ones, my religion friends and my other, pastors and stuff like that. Like, hey, am I, looking at this right? Does this sound right to you all? Like, how do you feel about this? Because again, I'm wondering, like, is it me or what? Again, just to get different opinions and stuff, because I never knew, like, biblically, like, am I not supposed to wear braids? Am I not supposed to wear red? Like, don't know. So again, I do know, again, we do. So it's one of those things again, like, how do we take stuff? How do we not take stuff?
Right.
So just to seek, that type of stuff. So I think again, just us being mindful of different stuff. But church hurt is very real. And me, just us talking about, thinking about doing this topic, it was like, oh, are we gonna go there? And we did go there. And starting to do like the research on it. I'm like, wow, like the different opinions, the different sites and the different stuff, and it's like, wow. And it can definitely, especially like whenever it's done, it can definitely impact people, traumatize people, to the point where it I don't know, trauma, like some people are having like really to seek therapy behind it, again, and it's very serious. I know, right? We didn't get all in a lot of discussion with it as deep as it could have gone, but it's very, very serious, especially again, those parents are people who have grown up in the church, and they're speaking like what Jessica was saying, like, the elders and stuff like that, are used to the ones who kind of like founded the church, and as they get older, say for instance, they were used to doing like the sick calls and different stuff, and now they're older and they're not doing well. And the pastor, they may have a new pastor, and they're not even doing any of the calling to see if they need anything. It's like, what happened? What's going on? And then again, say for instance, like the pastor, maybe there was a death in the family, and they have the same pastor coming out and they're doing the funerals and stuff like that. Well, now they have a new pastor or a new whatever, and the family is going through what? Because the pastor does not want to, do the funeral type stuff. It's real. A lot of stuff that goes on within there, within the church and stuff. And like, where are you? Where's the pastor? Where is the first lady? Where are the deacons? Where are the sisters? Where are the praying
Yeah.
mothers? You know, I don't know. And then even the men, where are the men? You know,
Mhm.
yeah, it's real.
Especially the men, you know, because we speak, you know, we talk about role models, you know, different things with the
Men of
younger
God.
youth and the males in the church, you know, that may come from a single parent home, you know, just different things in regards to that. And like, you know, we said that it's not the church, it's not the church, it's the people within. And I think people kind of get that mixed up with, I'm not going to go to church, or I'm not going to do whatever, because you still got to have that personal walk on your own to
Yes.
find, you know, with God. So a person don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. So you
No.
still got to be accountable for your actions and the way that you go, in a sense, you know, in regards to that as well. So you still have
Yep. And I
to.
say that all the time. Like, I don't have a heaven or hell to put
Right.
anybody in, no one. So I'm only accountable for myself, but I do, you know, try to
Right.
lead by example. So
Right.
not perfect, never will be, you know, but again, trying to get this thing called, you know, my walk right. But
Right. And I
I
think a
think that's
lot of time when
all.
you see people speaking down on the church, like people that may not go to church at all or
Mhm.
period, the first thing they want to point out is what the people inside of the church are doing. Like
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Or
they
what they
want to pick
heard that they
out
were doing.
everything that the person inside of the church is doing. Like that's no.
Yeah, or what they heard they were doing. Yes. Well, I remember
Yeah.
Joe Blow. This is what they said was going on. Like, have you even
Yeah.
been, or what is your experience? Yes.
Yeah. So yes, church, yeah, church hurt is a different thing. I think, and my again, it's my personal opinion. The things that are going on in this world because people are not seeking God like they once were, and a lot of things were taken out of. You know,
Oh my
God was taking
God.
out a lot of things, that taken out of the sports, taken out of schools, taken out a lot of things. And if you really go back and pay attention, when those things had started being removed from different things, that's when we started having a lot of issues. And you know,
Yep.
it's even written that God said, if my people will call out by my name, I will heal this land. People are not
Mhm.
calling out by his name, and he is going to let the, you know, people don't understand, you know, God is our father. So just like we
Mhm.
chastise our kids, we punish our kids when they don't do something that's correct. It's the same in the same sense as with him, because he wants us to go on the right path and do what we need to do. But we still, this world, and I know when you talk about religion and politics, those are two things they say you should never discuss because
Oh,
it becomes a heated thing. But it's things that needs to be discussed, and people
that's
have
right.
to understand that it's
Yes.
things that, and if you really go back and look and see when God was
Mhm.
in the schools, prayers before sports, prayers before anything, we really did not have all of this stuff going. I
We
personally, I
did
never
not.
heard of anything going on. You know, when we was
No.
doing cheerleading and football and all that stuff. So now you got parents coming out these little league games shooting at each other. You know, it's just
Yeah, acting a
it's
fool. Oh my
craziness.
gosh, girl. Yes. In front of the kids. Yes, girl. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's really crazy out here. And I tell my kids, you know, one thing my mom instilled in me was to pray about
Yeah.
everything. And I, you know, I was just sitting here
Everything.
thinking about that. I was like, that's one thing that she always told me to do, no matter
Mhm.
what I was going through, to pray, like to
Pray.
always pray.
Mhm.
And you know, that's the thing that I tell my kids. And they come and say, "So, what did you pray about it?" You know, like,
Mhm.
because again, and I know it's kind of off topic from the church hurt, but again, it's just like when you go and keep wanting to push doors open that are not meant for you to open, you can meet resistance. You keep praying about it, but then that's again, you know, when you act on impulse and you want to go your own way, and God may let you go that way only to show you that ain't the way that I want you to go. So you're gonna meet hurdles that you're gonna have to jump up. You're gonna meet a brick wall because I shut that door for you and you still try to go through it.
That's
So
right. That's right.
you know, different things. Again, it's about your personal and spiritual walk and what is
Mhm.
taking you for you to get there. So you may have people may look at you and say, "Oh, you going walking with Jesus," but you out here doing that. That ain't their business. Like that's between you and God. So still always remember that people gonna hurt you. The people within the church is gonna may hurt you, but you still got to have your own personal walk with God, regardless of.
And that's what it's about. And that is
Mm-hmm.
what it's about. Exactly. Because
Mm-hmm.
we are individually accountable to God. Individually.
Mm-hmm.
Individually. So,
Right.
yep. 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 Individually. So, yes. I know this one married couple, and it was funny because they were like yin and yang, and one move, the husband moved, the wife moved, and I tell you, it was lovely, it was nice, it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, I don't know, it was like I remember the wife made a comment or something, and it was in reference to like if the husband go to hell, she going. If she go to heaven, he going. I'm like, no, that ain't how that works. He's accountable for his sins, you're accountable for yours, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I guess in her mind, and I don't know, maybe it works that way. I'm not God, but hey, I thought we were individually accountable for our own walk with. Maybe it's not. I don't know. So when I get up there, I'll let you all know if I can.
Right. Right.
If I can. Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I know
this
a lot
church
of
here is
people.
real. But
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, we want to hear y'all opinions again. I know we have a few more minutes before we log off. I know we're kind of 9 minutes over, but we definitely want to hear y'all opinions. If y'all can chime in and let us know, like, how do y'all feel about church hurt? Is it real? Do y'all believe in it? Like, how do y'all feel about it? We just want y'all to chime in before we log off. And like I said, y'all asked for the topic, we gave it to y'all, and we're here.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, and again, it's one of them subjects that people are going to have their own thoughts, theories, opinions. Again, it's your personal walk. I can't tell you how to think. I can't tell you how to feel. And so yeah.
Definitely.
And I think, what you think? Do you think sometimes people get in a space where they try to push how they feel onto someone when it comes to those type of things?
Yes, definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah, because again, how do you say it? People always want somebody on their side. They don't want to feel alone, right? Hey, I want to feel, example, I want to feel that how I feel is valid. So I need somebody to validate how I'm feeling, right? So let me get Jessica to come on my side. You know what I'm saying? Let me kind of get validation that what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking is right. So I'm going to persuade Jessica to go along with me. Even though I might be kind of like on the fence or walking, on the line, but I just want to make sure I kind of get that validation. So of course, yeah. Of course, yes. But again, it's sometimes it's just like pet to me. Sometimes it could be pettiness. It could be. I mean, if Susie Bell, that's in charge of the parking lot ministry. If she want to park the car facing north and Joey want to park the car facing west, that can create church hurt for real.
Yeah.
Y'all come together and figure out how to park them cars. Seriously. I mean, that's my simple resolution. I don't know. But again, it can cause church hurt. Maybe they're not able to talk for whatever reason. But that could form church hurt. And then from there, one of them can go and decide to leave the church. And then they may go join the church down the street. And they up there talking about the people at the church. Now that other church became the bad church, all because of parking lot issues. You know what I'm saying? It could be something that simple, but come on.
Right.
But they could really been spiritually being fed at that church. Everything else could have been going right, but due to something like that. And I mean, it's sad, but it happens. But again, mind you, that's not church hurt. That's people in the parking lot ministry. Could be the clothing ministry. Don't know.
Yeah.
But it's you know what? That church is not doing enough, not doing this. Well, if you feel the church is not doing enough, come, volunteer, contribute. It's easy to sit back and say what's not being done. Get up and let's do something about it. It takes us people to get out there and make a difference. Because we can sit down on our butt all day and talk. But we got to get up and start doing something about it. Because trust me, they need us.
Yeah.
And that's just real. Like, it's easy to sit down and complain, but what are we doing about it?
Right.
I don't like the way they're doing this. What are we doing about it? Now, if you do something about it, and change not happening, hey, keep complaining. Like, maybe something that happened. Keep complaining and keep doing, But just do something about it for real. And I mean, I don't know. We gotta make a change. We gotta do different. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like I said, I can complain all day. Jessica, ain't like the way you cook them dinner rolls for Sunday dinner. But next time I might need to cook the dinner rolls, right?
Right.
Maybe because I burnt them last time. I don't know.
Right. And that's my thing. Like, if you're going to complain about something, give somebody a suggestion of how to make it a suggestion, not just pushing your weight on them, just a suggestion on how to maybe do it better, you know, or something to help out, be a listening ear. Because, you know, some people, they just listen just to respond to, they don't really pay attention to what you say.
Oh, that's what 90% of conversations now. I mean, 90
Right.
conversations, 90% of relationships. I'd be like, "Did you hear what I said? Are you listening?"
Right. Right. Are
Chime
you
back in, you
listening?
know. But it's real, and it's I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. We definitely need, you know. I we need God. We need religion. We really do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think
And I think, you
I
know, what we
feel.
didn't talk to, I think some people
Mhm.
forget where they come from or the things that they went through in their past. And
Yes,
then they want to
you nailed it,
criticize
girl. You said
the
it.
next person that may be going through it.
Oh my gosh, yes,
And like,
yes.
did you not remember that you went through this back in your 20s or 30s or whatever else? And you forgot about the things that you went through and how you had to overcome. So this is
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yes, yes, that is so true. That is so true. That is so true. And we all, you're right, because we baby steps, you know what I'm saying? And we
Mm-hmm.
have to be there
Mm-hmm.
for the younger generations now that we're here, right? Because the
Right.
younger ones, they're gonna make mistakes and they're babies in this, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be the mothers in the church, you know. So we're gonna have to be like,
Right.
hey, y'all, come on, do this, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, yep. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the ones making a difference. So yeah.
And I think, you know, too, with coming up, like I said, younger, um, the people that were in my life in the church, you know, my kids' godmother and stuff, excuse me, they never they never talked down like on anything that I had maybe going through. You know, they were always there to give a listening ear or to say, well, what, you know, to make me feel like it's okay. I may have made a mistake, but it's gonna be okay. And that was
Oh yeah.
important for me growing up, you know, to have
Mhm.
that there. They weren't like looking at me side eye or doing any of that stuff. So I think that's important too as well
That
to
is
let
very
people
important.
again, that it's okay that we're gonna make mistakes, but you can just pick up them pieces and keep
And
moving.
keep going.
Yeah.
That's true. Very important.
Mhm.
Very, very,
Mhm.
very. Yep, very. And that goes a long, long way,
Mhm.
long way.
Mhm.
Yeah, because in those situations where maybe you did feel like, you know what, something happened and you probably like, dang, I don't want to go back to church. You know, I'm going to be shamed.
Right.
How are they going to look at me?
Mhm.
That is an
Mhm.
easy event, or could have been some situation where maybe you would have shown away from the church, but because of their actions, you deny. You're like, you know what, it's
Right.
okay. Now I feel
Mhm.
okay to go back to the church, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
Mhm.
a similar situation happened with my daughter, you know, and thank God with our pastor and our first lady, you know, like boom,
Mhm.
open arms, you know, and that says a lot. It says a whole lot, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, a whole lot.
It
You don't
does,
get
and
that often.
it makes them feel comfortable, you know,
Hmm.
and saying it, you know, to know that it's okay. Because the last thing you need when you're going through something is somebody bashing you or saying the things that you did wrong. So that's the
Hmm.
last thing that you need when you're going through something. So again, you know, I think people do hold the people in the church, not everybody, but up to a more higher standard and to be there in a different way than the outside world. So
Yep.
that's one thing that has to be understood when it comes to if you hold a position in the church or, you know, anything like that.
Mhm.
So y'all have any comments? Y'all kind of quiet tonight.
I know, for real, for real. Like I'm wondering what's going on. Like, yes. We are
Yeah, like,
here. We are here.
mm-hmm.
Any
Yeah, I know.
comments?
And some
Any
people may just want
suggestions?
to,
Anything?
yeah, people may just want to listen, you know, to get input and insights, you know, from other people and to, you know, say, you know, different things or whatever. Not to say different things, but just to listen to different point of views with stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is Makai over there doing?
My baby girl, he is sleeping. He
Oh,
is congested. I don't know if you can hear him, girl. He like real
mm-mm.
loud. Like you can't hear him. Can you hear him?
Uh-uh.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he congested a little bit. So
Yeah.
you don't hear him
Oh,
now? He
yeah.
trying to get loud now. He want to be heard. Yeah, my grandbaby.
I hear him now.
You hear him? I told you, girl, he's want to make a scene. I don't know. Yeah, Willie said he listening and learning. Hey, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And Uncle Holy said, y'all rocking this, beautiful ladies. Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Yes,
So yeah, again, we know this was a subject that people wanted to hear and listen about. And again, like I said, religion and politics, they said it's one thing that you do not discuss but it's okay. Again, like we've always said, it's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay
yes.
because people are going to have their own thoughts. And as y'all see, me and Pika may agree one way, I may agree another way, but it's okay. And I think that's why our friendship has lasted so long, because we don't push how we feel on one another.
We do not. We do not. We do not. I tell you, we do it and we be like, okay, got it. Agree to disagree. Got it. Got your opinion. I got mine. Love each other. Keep it moving.
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? You got a point. I didn't see it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
And it might be a day later. I'm like, you know what? I still don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I don't agree, but yeah, okay, I see it. I'm like, okay, I see it. You know what? Yeah, you got a good point. So yeah.
So that's another thing with
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you're not gonna always agree. Sometimes you are gonna agree, but yep, it's love, is love, is love, for real, for real. Oh, and my first lady's on there. So I see she came on. Hold on, we got a few people that came on board. So Casey came on. Hello, Luther came on.
Hey y'all.
Our first lady. And we thank y'all for watching and coming on board. So with you all, we were just talking about church hurt, right? And I know some of the ones that just came on board, they actually, grew up in church as well. So we wanted you all, we were asking if anyone had anything to say or any feelings or anything about church hurt that you would like to speak on, please drop it in the comment section. We started out earlier saying that, when people do speak about church hurt, how we felt about it. And we both agreed that church hurt is not, Jessica, I think she kind of hopped off accidentally, but I'm sure she'll be back on. But church hurt is not of the building, because of course us people, we make up the church, right? So church hurt is of the people within the church. It's not the building. It's us people in the church that makes up that, right? So when people speak of church hurt, it comes from within the body of the church, because the church is made up of the people. So we were speaking on that, right? And then I did say, again, sometimes people feel like at different points where the pastors and the ministers, the deacons, the first lady, they're not there for their members like they should be. And sometimes that can cause church hurt. And I was just speaking on my first lady and my pastor. I know that they are there and they have been there. And I could tell you, like, we get calls and how y'all doing? We just checking on y'all. That goes very, very far. And my first lady, she's on. And I just want to tell her thank you. Again, I know I spoke that plenty of times for her and our pastor, because that really does go far. And I know there have been instances where during COVID and even after, different people are like, oh, I haven't heard from my pastor, or this is going on, or my parent is not feeling well, or they're sick, and I wanted my pastor to pray over, different stuff. And they're like, oh, I don't know if we're going to pray, or different stuff like that. I'm like, are you serious? But just different stuff. I'm just very thankful for my pastor and my first lady. So I just want to tell you thank you on live. So yeah, that's all. And but anyways, church hurt, y'all. Church hurt is real. It's real, it's real. Do y'all have anything to say? Anything y'all want to say? Put out there for church hurt. And Miss Felice, she, oh my God, that's my praying sister right there. I knew her over in Japan. I tell y'all, when we were working at the school together, that was a praying sister there. I tell you, we get back there, we be going through our moments, honey. They get acting up in there. Well, me, her, and Chantel, oh my God, we'll go back in that back room. We start praying, and that will get us through that. I will not tell y'all how many times dealing with, oh my gosh, over in Japan. And I tell you, when I tell you, pray, don't, man, I tell you, praying, sister. And I'm telling y'all, whew. So she's over in Arizona. No, she's in Vegas. I don't know why I was about to say Arizona. She was in Arizona. She's in Vegas now. And both her and her husband, they are, correct me, y'all deacons now, right? Deacons, but they're ministers, deacons. And they are over Oh my God. What did I tell you, Jessica? What is it? The couples ministries and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
They've been married like forever, ever, ever. Couple
Okay,
goals. Couple goals. So with that
that's
said,
awesome.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So that's them.
Hmm.
That's my auntie Felice. So yeah. Yep. But church hurt is real, real, real. Like we said, we bringing it to y'all. Bringing it
Hmm.
to y'all. So yep.
And I think it's good too to have like a spiritual person, like a spiritual leader, that you can go to as well and talk to, about different things. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you can trust. Because it may not have, like she said, Miss Felice, just a
Mm-hmm.
prayer partner, prayer warrior, somebody
Yes.
that somebody that's there like in your atmosphere. I think that's good too, to have someone that if you start to get off track, or if you start having different thoughts or something, somebody that you can just go and talk to. I think that's important as well.
Because I know when I was going to that one church girl over there, I was like, okay, and the church was a good church. Don't get me wrong, it was really good at
Uh-huh.
ministering, and I love their kids ministry. And then, like I said, later it started like you can't wear your hair in braids, and you can't wear this, you can't wear your hair that way. I'm like, what? How can I wear my hair? Like, okay, you can't wear this color, you can't wear that color, and I'm like, well, what
Hmm.
color can I wear?
Right.
You can't wear red, and I'm like, okay, got it.
It's too
And
much.
it was a lot. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, let me start looking this stuff up in the Bible. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Because God knows I don't want to go to hell by wearing my hair a certain way I wasn't supposed to, or wearing a color I wasn't supposed to. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot. So yeah. But I got twist locks in my hair, so hopefully I'm good now.
Yeah. What you say?
Yeah.
You hope you good
Hopefully I'm
now.
good. Yeah. Tanika, hey, Tanika. She says, hey
Hey,
y'all. Sorry I'm
thank
late,
you
but
for
I'm here.
joining.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so have you ever heard like you can't wear like braids in your hair or a certain color,
You
Jessica?
said, have I
Or
ever
have
heard of it?
y'all in the audience too? Have y'all heard that before?
I think in some religious, I think backgrounds they say that,
But this was,
because
but I
um
was just Baptist.
huh.
I was just Baptist. I mean, I was Baptist, not just, but I was Baptist.
Oh, it's a Baptist church that say that.
It was a Baptist church.
Oh, because I've
Mm-hmm.
always been, I'm Baptist, but I've never heard that. I know
That's
people
yeah.
refer
I guess
that
I
to
should
the
have specified that
Bible.
when I was saying that in the beginning, but I was
Huh.
Baptist, so I said
Huh.
I've always been Baptist too, and I should have said that in the beginning. I think that's what threw
Hmm.
me too because I had never heard that either, and I'm like,
Hmm.
this is interesting. So yeah, I should have specified that in the beginning. So I don't know.
I think, I don't know the Bible verses, but I think it speak on like, piercings and different things like that. But then, when you have the Old Testament and the New Testament,
New
it
Testament,
kind
yeah,
of one is one way and the other one is like,
it's a different way. Yeah.
right. So again, it's understanding the scriptures too.
Yeah.
Because some
And
people, they'll put the scriptures to fit whatever situation they in.
they want to. Yes. Yeah, I remember growing up, girl, I was I don't know, I like wearing my hair different ways, right? I remember cutting my
Hmm.
hair when I was in high school. Like, you're not supposed to cut your hair, it's in the Bible. I'm like, is it my Bible? I'm not supposed to cut my hair?
Uh-huh.
This is when I was in high school. I'm like, okay, I cut my hair. Like, I don't know. I was Baptist, so I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sean says, okay, we're going here now. Sean says, some religious women isn't should not wear pants. I've heard that too. So yeah. But I've always been Baptist, but I
Hmm.
don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
So
the what, Jehovah Witness, they can't wear
pants, yeah.
pants. Yeah.
And Tanika says, when I was younger, the older people used to say, be plain, no tattoos, makeup, but I think it's a Pentecostal. That's no hair color. See? And I
Okay.
was Baptist, so that's why I'm like, I thought I was good. I don't know. I don't
They say you
know.
thought you was good.
I thought I was. I don't know. For no braids, no this, no this color, that
Mm-hmm.
color. I'm like, this is weird, but okay.
Yeah.
But it did call. It did, kind of like not force me, because I was, of course, in my word in my Bible, but it did force me to get even further. So I'm really looking. Like saying, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let me look, make sure, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's
But again,
important though.
I could have had church
But
hurt by the person who told me that, and they were people that had been in the church for a while and coming up to me and I mean, like tapping me on the shoulder. You can't wear that. Why is your hair like that? I'm like,
really?
girl, yes, over there, yes. And it was a black church in Japan, and yeah.
Oh
I was
wow.
like, girl, I was feeling bad too, like embarrassed, like, okay, yeah.
Wow.
And I went back the next time, and I'm like, okay, I still have my hair
But see,
braids. And
that
she's
could
like,
have been a form of church hurt for someone though.
that's what I just said. It could have been. It
Yeah.
definitely. Because I looked at her when I went back the next time, and she kind of looked at me like, "Didn't I just tell you?" They kind of
Yeah.
like, the look like I just talked to you. And I look at her like, "Girl, I just paid my money for my hair. I'm not taking my hair down. I'm here for." I didn't say it, but it was kind of like
Right.
because she looked, and
Yeah.
then that was that, and it was something else, whatever. And then I remember the first lady did come and she said something. And I'm like, I'm not taking my hair down. Like, I just got it done, but I will look into it. I was respectful. I remember saying that. And then I remember talking to some more people about it. I'm like, this is crazy, And then later they came with the color. I'm like, you know what? Let me look. Because I said, this is just getting to be a bit much. You can't wear this color. And I just remember the red, because the red is when I said, you know what, it's time for me to leave this church because they losing their freaking mind. But I remember red. I couldn't wear it. Was something about red. And I remember they said red was like a sexual color. I'm like, these people crazy. Because if they in church, they think about a sexual color, they got issues. Yeah. And it was nothing showing. It was not revealing. Yeah. First of all, let me say that. It was just the color red. And no open toe shoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Child. Well, I wonder how they is today then, because people wear whatever they want to wear to church.
Well,
they still don't there.
They're not there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're not there.
Okay. But that's a good thing though. You did, that's a good point that you went and looked for yourself. You went and read the word, to go back and look, because I think that's another thing too. I think, when it comes to different, I think cults and stuff, people don't research for themselves. They just go by what somebody tell them. I think researching, getting to know the Bible and looking at certain scriptures for yourself. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, I mean, I was kind of hurt by that, and I like the church. I mean, everything, like I said, because it was cool, and then that started happening. I'm like, this is like real, like it's weird, real weird, weird, But and after, like I said, after that red thing and the open toe shoes, I'm like, I stop going. Yeah, it was just starting to be too much. But I didn't stop the first time. The second time, it was just like a series of stuff. I'm like, I got some issues going on up in there. But does anyone else have anything else they would like to say, comment, respond at all about church hurt? I know we'll be back on next week. Next week is the 23rd.
Not next.
We're back on next week, right? Nope.
Not Tuesday. That we'll have to find another date.
Yeah, because Jessica's not available next week. So we're actually going to be skipping next Tuesday, y'all. And we will be on the following Tuesday, the 30th. Is that right, Jessica?
I don't know about the
My girl, her work schedule, she got a new job, right? And they messing with her schedule. She's supposed to be off on Tuesday. She let them know, but they playing with her schedule. So we're gonna have to go out there and talk to them. They messing with our live, and this is.
But we can probably do another.
Right? We're gonna do some pop-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do some pop-ups, right? Tanika says, when I was younger, the older people used to say no. Okay, we did that one. First Lady Gina says, good evening.
Good evening.
And then Tanika's good evening. Tanika says, church hurt can come when you go to someone in private about something, and the next Sunday they preach about it. what y'all talked about. That is so true.
Yeah.
I ain't even think about that. That is true.
I didn't either. That is true.
That's true. That's true. Because you did go to them in private, and they're up there talking about it. You're like, wait a second now, who else did you tell about this?
Right.
Like y'all went to dang, that is true. I never
that is true.
Another day out of the week or Fridays?
So let me hold on, y'all, just one moment.
I think she's looking at her calendar. Because of course, the beginning of June, we're going to resume back with our Tuesdays.
So what about next week, Wednesday or Thursday?
Next week, Wednesday, I will not be able to do it.
Or Monday. Oh yeah, that's right. Or Monday.
We're really planning this on live with y'all. What y'all got Monday, y'all? Since y'all on here, what y'all got Monday?
Yes, they are family. They are our audience.
Because we really need to do that. We're going to do the Friday night, late night with y'all, but it's not going to be on the 26th. We're not going to give it to y'all on the 26th. So, yeah, we'll probably do that Monday with y'all. Yeah, I think we'll probably do that.
We can
Monday.
probably do Friday, our late night, the 2nd, June the 2nd. No.
We'll get back with y'all. That's what we're gonna do.
We can still do late night, June the 2nd.
And we're gonna get back with y'all. But yeah, she said any other day of the week or Friday. So we definitely got to get our late night Friday because we're gonna do our late night. We're gonna have some music going. We're gonna make it light. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be real nice. Get your popcorn. Get your glass of whatever you're gonna drink. I'm gonna have me some juice or some lemonade. I'm gonna have me some cotton candy because I love cotton candy and some chocolate.
Well, I'm gonna have to get me some. I'm gonna have me some wine. I'm looking.
She's talking about people talking about your skirt too short, but dang, I come to church. Does that matter? That's right, and that's a good point. Exactly, and I love now the time that we're in, right? Because the Bible says, come as you are, right? But back, people come whatever. They talk about your skirt and talking about this and your shoes and the color you got on. But you're right, you coming. So really, like that's what matters, And now, I love it. We can come to church in jeans. You come in your t-shirt, whatever it is. You comfortable. I love that now. So that I do have to be like, yes. So it says I might need you, Topeka, on the 2nd of June. Okay, that works. Okay. Yes, ma'am, First Lady. Putting on my calendar. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So yeah, so we're good. So y'all, we'll let y'all know about next week, either Monday or Jessica said Thursday for next week. That's the only alteration. Like I said, her new job kind of messed up her schedule, even though she told them she need to be off on Tuesdays. But it's a temporary thing that she doing. She make all the big bucks right there. So that is just a little temporary thing, but we're gonna be back to our Tuesday normal schedule soon. So,
but no, that's just for the next couple of weeks because it was like the middle of the schedule, so I had to kind of. But after that, I am off on Tuesdays.
Yeah. So yep. So we kept y'all a little over like 36 minutes, but we thank y'all for hanging in there with us, and we thank those who joined us later in our segment, and we. Thank y'all for giving us this topic, and I'm proud of us for even taking it on because it's definitely one of those where it's like, ugh, we did it, we did it. Yep. So, but it's real though. On a serious note, it's very real. On a serious. Oh, Tanika says I'm not ready to go. Well, we can stay on. Well, we can stay on. We're good. Yeah, we're gonna do a late night too. The late night gonna be really, really good. So we're gonna be good. We're gonna be vibing that night, like round table stuff. I know Willie kind of gave us that suggestion kind of thing. We're gonna be round table, couch table, couch chilling. So we're gonna come up with a cool name for it. So it's gonna be real nice. But yep. But we definitely are very thankful for all of our viewers, the new ones, the repeat, all of our supporters and all of that. So we've come a long way from the beginning to where we couldn't get on, to us falling off, to
messing up and everything.
Yes, and we are just so thankful. So it's definitely getting there, and we're gonna keep bringing y'all these topics, whatever topics you all want. We're gonna bring them. Hey, so if you bring them, we're gonna talk about them again. Like I said, we're not experts. Like Jessica said, we're not experts. We're not, our opinions. Again, we're not professionals, but we're just giving you all our opinions. So don't hold us accountable or anything else. But y'all bring them. We're gonna talk about them. Y'all bring your opinions. We're here to help people. Healing. We're trying to grow. We're trying to make a difference, and it starts with us. So we all have to take that stance. It starts with us, so we can be the difference, in one person's life, in our life, in others, and that's where it starts at. So we're just trying to start something, this platform for others, for us, for others. So we're here.
We are here.
So Tanika said this is a good topic, and then we got Tanika says, but at least we all can talk and express our feelings and get feedback from everyone, and that is true, and that is what it's about. And I mean, we get so many good, like, positive feedbacks and reviews and all that, and we're still trying to work on getting a dial-up number, so that way people can actually call in. So we've been working on that. So it's a process, and we're gonna get it. So
that'd be good for our late night discussion. We had what you said, the couch, so people can dial in and talk about something they may be going through, and that can be like a therapy session.
Oh, to call in. Oh my God, girl, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that for that. We are gonna have that in place. We're gonna definitely have that in place. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's
that
gonna fly.
Will be. Yeah,
that's gonna fly. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Yep. Call in 1-800 Jessica Topeka.
But that'll be good though, because I know y'all be up late at night scrolling, so y'all might as well join and dial in and call in and give your thoughts or something that may be happening that day or happen at your job that you need to talk about. You don't have to disclose your name or anything like that. You can just start talking.
Yep.
Now it has to be. It can't be off the wall because we will hang up. But
Oh, like that one guy earlier. Oh my! I don't know what he was talking about. He was on something. I'm like, either. What? And I know my face said it all. Some of them looking like, what?
And I was losing my train of thought, and I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, that part. Yeah. Nah, we good. Oh, Tanika said, hold on. She said, First Lady says, yes, I'm sorry about getting on late because I could have said something. Oh no, First Lady, you're good. You can still say something. Yeah, we're just glad you're on. So you're good anytime. Tanika says dial up would be good because I hate texting, and that's exactly. We know a lot of people. Yeah. So we definitely that'll be good. And then Tanika said, just like a sex line. We're gonna have dialing, yes. Yep, 1-800. I don't know if it's 1-800-888. I don't know. We're gonna have a dialing number. We're gonna work on it.
Yeah. It's too funny.
Yep. So we're gonna start working on that. So putting that in place. Yep. Make sure my grandson is asleep because he cannot be interrupting our couch therapy session because I might need therapy from him that night. So we good. So First Lady says stop it. Okay. Tanika said 1-800 get info. I like that. Let's see if that's available, Jessica.
That's good. I know, right? That's good.
I like it. Yep. So we're gonna be here. So thank you all for showing up for us. We love it. We thank you all for your support. And we appreciate you all. So we'll be back here. Like I said, once we get the dates, we'll definitely let you all know. For our next live, the date, since we can't do it next Tuesday, we'll definitely let you know. So
yeah.
But thank you
y'all for joining us.
All right, see you all later. Good night.
Y'all have a good night. Good night.
Bye. Tanika says, happy late Mother's Day. Love you all and be safe. Happy late Mother's Day to you all too. And you all be safe. Dina says you're funny. Good night. Good night. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.